And so, how to deal with those people? This actually does not only apply on the Christian missionaries, but also for the Muslim days that they come and may bump into someone like this or may face someone like this. So it's very important to confirm in the conversation that what you believe in is 100% correct. In other words, that we have to take the stance of a debater, not just like a person who's making dialogue. So it's very important that when I'm saying something, don't say, I think that this is the way to do the right thing, or I think that, oh, we shouldn't do that. We should say, Islam says this and that, and here is the proof from the scripture, from the Quran and Sunnah. Muslims believe this and that. Don't say, I believe in. Say, Muslims believe. Because when you say, I believe, you're giving a message to that person that I believe in this thing, but it's not necessary that this is the truth or this is what Islam is. Second, you have to be honest. So if a person does not know the answer, say, I don't know the answer, and help that person to find the answers together. And also be honest, not to be very apologetic and try to go around the subject without giving a straight answer. Those people are very transparent, so they want a very specific answer. So we have to be very direct and honest with them. We should also showing the spiritual practice, like prayers, fasting, charity, and so on for the non-Muslims. Now, me as a Muslim, if I am in a Muslim community, I wouldn't say what I studied in Islam, or I wouldn't say that, oh, I'm praying or fasting or anything like that, because I try to get that ajr or this reward for myself from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so I hide it, right? And also it is a sign of humility. But if you are in front of a non-Muslim, it is very important to show yourself that you're proud, and you're proud to be Muslim, and you're proud to be doing the practices of Islam. There is nothing wrong with it when it is time of the prayer to excuse yourself and tell them, I need to go to pray, and you take a place and you pray right in front of them. That will give them a feeling of that there is something relative between what you say of Islam and how to apply it in your life in a practical way. Also, we should show proofs from the books. Like when we say something, it's very important to use the scripture of the Quran and the Sunnah as your proof. And it's very important also to create small communities and having good relationship with others. Use deep conversation. Don't just like say, how are you doing? Doing fine, and so on, and just talk about random things and general things. It's very important that when you are talking about your religion is to get into a deep conversation and to be in the same language of that postmodernists. Try to use the same expressions and the same vocabularies like they use. When calling to the religion, using modern subjects that is related to reality and to be apologetic in the conversation. So for example, if we're talking about slavery, and we know that slavery does not exist anymore, although we have some rulings about slavery in the Quran. So don't tackle this subject because it's not relevant anymore to our society. But what is relevant from that system is racism. So we need to talk about the hate speech, we need to talk about racism, about the attitude towards each other and so on, and how Islam actually abolishes this and does not permit it at all in Islam. So it's very important to find a subject that they are relative to our reality in our life. These postmodernists, they don't like just facts. They want you to give them some examples. And so it's very important to be personal with them. Talk about your personal experience. So for example, if I want to talk about the hijab, and I show them the scripture from the Quran, how it is a fard, an obligatory or required in Islam, it's also very important to talk about a little bit about my experience. So I tell them as a new Muslim, how did I wear the hijab right away, and how did it make me feel, and how is it beneficial for me, and so on. Because as I said, those postmodernists, they value experience more than they value facts sometimes. And keep that special relationship between the caller to the religion and his Lord.